here in Slab City, sitting kind of near my normal spot, but not at my normal spot. I picked a different spot today, which I don't really know why. But I'm sitting right here next to the second guard shack. Get that open. Slab City, California. And if you can see out there, it's a Slab City kitchen, which Waterboy's been starting a soup kitchen for the slabbers and feeding a lot of folks. And right down there is Salvation Mountain. Where that truck's coming from is just, they just passed Salvation Mountain, so. I'm just down the road a piece. And it's been a minute, hasn't it? I haven't live streamed in a while. I kind of needed to take a break from YouTube. It's been a pretty dramatic, I guess, contentious year on my channel, and I really just needed to like spend some time being in my life. So yeah, I didn't actually record that much lately. I didn't record as much as I usually do, and I kind of do feel bad for all of my subscribers out there for that. But I've always said, for those of you who've been following me a long time, know that I want three things out of my life. I want it to be peaceful and simple and enriching. And I was not accomplishing those three things with my YouTube channel, with all the stuff that was going on with Spider and whatnot. So I just had to take a step back for a minute and be in my life without the camera. But I am going to be leaving Slabs, not this month, but next month. This is my final month here, and the heat is on its way. It's supposed to be 90 degrees by Saturday. So we'll see if that weather changes. It's so, roller coaster out here. I do remember 2 years ago here in Slabs, at the beginning of April, I got carted out of Ponderosa in an ambulance for being dehydrated. So right now it's been like cold. I'm wearing a hoodie, it's windy today. So we still haven't reached normal temperatures out here in Slabs. It's a really, really cold spring so far. But it is coming, and next month it'll be 100 by the end of this month, I suspect. And I'll be out of here. So be looking forward to that. I will be getting onto the road again. My first planned stop is going to be in Oregon, maybe Northern California. There are some people there I need to go visit. So, yeah, that's currently how I've been doing. How about all of y'all? Let me catch up on some comments. Yeah, Crystal, what's up? Monica, what's up? Cote, good to see you. Sammy, Irish, Jungle Jim. You're not even at, what's up, Amanda? You're not even at 60 yet out there. For those of you who don't know, that person's talking about the weather is, they live out there in New Mexico where Nomad's Nest is, and they haven't even reached 60 yet, so. I'm about to go take my first shower since February, March, April. Fucking killing it. Only 2 months. You're gonna wash off your protective layer. When I seen the video saying "Rip Jimmy," I had to make sure it wasn't you. Yeah, that was not me. That was Jimmy Allen, who I did know. And I'm not exactly sure how he died yet, but I do know that he was found just unresponsive. He went to bed and didn't wake up. Not really sure what happened. I'm not sure we'll ever know. Somebody does, but I'm not sure we'll ever find out because it's pretty personal. But yeah, Jimmy Allen, who also ran the YouTube channel called The Almost Happy Camper. I knew him. He's been in Slabs quite a bit. He was very well known amongst the nomading community. So he passed away just about a week ago. And yeah, him and I shared a name. So I got a lot of messages wondering if I was still around. And ta-da! I am. That was not me, unfortunately. It was Jimmy. Where'd I get this hat? I got it online. Some scally hat company. Yeah, I did know Jimmy. Hello, the best YouTuber in the world. What's up, Darren? Morning, Gypsy. It's good to see you, man. You're about a week, and we'll be hitting 60 degrees. Sad to hear about just Josh, too. Yeah, we've had a few deaths in the slab community just in the last month. For those of you who did know Josh passed away recently. He had kidney failure, and he wasn't really getting medical attention for it. We also lost Flux. For anyone who follows Slab City or knows, who has been to Slab City or knows us, for those of you watching, we also lost Flux too. And yeah, it was a lot of them in the last little bit. It's starting to blizzard North Dakota today, 20-hour storm with 20 inches of snow, maybe 10 for sure. You know, it's interesting, the contrast in the weather right now, because it was like 80 degrees here yesterday, and I was wearing shorts. Today it's very windy, so kind of chilly, and honestly, I really don't need this hoodie on inside of my van, but outside of my van, it's pretty windy and cold. If any of you are following me on any other social media, hang on one second. If anyone's following me on any of my social media platforms, you know, Facebook or Instagram, you might have seen me dressed up in like a suit and tie recently. And that's because Ponderosa hosted a wedding for one of our community members, Andra. She's our dog lady. She is an angel, like a dog angel for sure. She works in San Diego and makes money and spends a lot of that money taking care of the animals out here in slabs, making sure they have clinics to set up spay and neuter. She's actually the one that arranged Zag to get spayed and neutered and immunized. She will take animals to Mexico for medical care quite a bit on her own dime. And people are recognizing me as they drive by. Anyway, she got married to another community member here, a musician, and we hosted the wedding at our camp. So it was like a week of cleaning up and just 3 days of wedding, and I was bartending. We hosted the reception, and then we had another reception at the range, and yeah, I was just slammed. And then right after that, our camp was left to some of our campmates and myself to take care of while Shannon went to Mexico as a big group, the wedding group that went to enjoy the honeymoon as a group. Anyways, so I've just been slammed with all of that recently, and now I'm back. Then we just recently also had the rave in Bombay Beach, which I went to the first night, and then some personal stuff happened, and I just had to bounce and came home. And that was a pretty cool event. I posted a quick short about that. I was planning on filming more, but again, personal life came over, and I just didn't get as much footage as I would have preferred. Yeah, you did see him on Sarah Bangarang's channel quite a bit. They were seeing each other a little bit, so. Where's our girl Zag? She's right next to me, as always. Being a good girl. Watching my back, huh, good girl? What are you doing, Zag? Are you mad at me? Look at me, there you go. What are you doing? They wanted to see you because you're famous. Did you know you're famous? Nope. Okay, well you are. That's the real star of the show right there. My dog. Man, I got a lot of comments to catch up on. Let's see. Oh, wedding, that's great. And taking care of the puppers, that's amazing. Congrats to her and the hubsters. Yeah, Andra and Jordan got married. So anyone who follows Slabs knows us. Like, you know them. And Jordan's one of the musicians out here. I thought y'all had an actual prom. Whoever made the flower arch did amazing. Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention. We also had prom. Every year, Slab City has a prom, and we had a prom like a week after the wedding. So after the wedding, Shannon took off. All of us were left in charge of the camp. Shannon came back, and then we had prom. And then it's just been one thing after another. Pam, 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 pam. I've been so busy. And honestly, like, I don't even know if I could have kept up on all the editing that would have required for all those events. So editing is a tedious process. It takes a long time. But yes, we did have a prom. I had a prom date. And if you follow me on social media, I've got a Facebook, I've got a Instagram. I posted pictures, prom pictures of my date and another friend of mine together. It was a lot of fun. Hello from St. Cloud, Minnesota. April 1st, we had thunder and lightning and followed hail. Wow. And rain, a foot of snow, and on top of it all, 50-mile-an-hour winds. I don't miss the winter. I haven't actually seen a winter, like a real one, in almost a decade. I know your house is a mess, or you would have the curtain open. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. I've just got a lot of stuff stacked up. And I just like the curtain, man. It's privacy. Passengers sit, swivel, or turn it around too. I have given people rides into town with the seat backwards because I didn't feel like spinning it around, and I imagine that's a weird feeling for them. You're in Minnesota. God, man, it's cold. It's cold up there. I don't know how y'all do it. You'll say you dress for it, I'd imagine, but it's cold. And you know what? I got a joint. I'm not smoking with you. This isn't just any joint. I rolled this, which I'm not very great at rolling, but they always end up with that little lip. Oh, this fly. Go away. It's so windy. They love my house. No wind. But I also have. I found inside of the Ponderosa today. I found a little jar of hash that I had left there last year. So this hash has just been sitting there in this jar all sealed up. And I found it today. And I'm like, oh shit. And so this has got a bunch of that in it, and along with some flowers. So let's burn it. I thought I was going to be a YouTuber one time. Took me hours just to make a 10-minute video. My hat goes off to you. Yeah, you know, that Bottle Kids video. What is that? I feel like it's like 6 minutes long. And that took me 2 days to edit. Granted, I'm faster now than I was back then, but it still takes a long time to edit all these videos and put them together. And there's also a life going on that I'm trying to live instead of having my face buried in a screen. So some days I'll have more time to do it, other days I won't. And quite honestly, after, you know, you guys have seen the videos I've released this season, after the season I've had, I really just need to take a step back from filming, from editing, and be present in my life and with the people around me. That's my excuse. That's all I got to say. Soon I will be back on the road. It'll just be me and Zag, and I'll have plenty of time to film and edit. That'll be my hobby. That'll be what keeps me going day in and day out. I would also expect I'll be doing more live streams too while I'm on the road. I think that the first spot I'm going to be headed to after this is going to be Palm Springs, because I still haven't sold my truck and I need to sell my truck. And so I'll be going to Palm Springs to try to get that taken care of. And I'll be hanging out there until it's sold. I think that's going to be my plan, unless it gets too damn hot. I was even considering San Diego because it's higher elevation. It's ocean breeze every day, but I'm not really sure where to post up in the city with my truck and my van and trying to sell it. It's just, if anyone knows of anybody in San Diego that would let me store my truck there while I'm trying to sell it, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Watched Nomadland last night and got desperate urge to go traveling. Yeah, I've seen that movie. I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't a huge fan. They nailed some pretty good traveling stuff, like Quartzsite, the RTR. But most of that Quartzsite seemed really ingratiating to Bob Wells instead of as a nomading community as a whole. And And to be completely honest with you, I felt like the actors or the writers, they really just made it sound really depressing and lonely, and I don't think that was a great example of what it can be. It's definitely got those moments, but I don't think they really highlighted the community that you end up creating as you start traveling and as you do it for a while. Hey Gypsy, thanks for the donation. I just saw that. Appreciate you very much. And if anybody else wants to donate, you can either send me a super chat. I also got the links for my PayPal, Venmo, Cashapp in the description of this video. So that's another option. The super chats I get to collect whenever I reach a threshold of $100 or more. And obviously the PayPal, Cashapp, Venmo comes to me immediately. So yeah. But yeah, thanks Gypsy for that donation. Me and Matt stuck a bag in a tree and found it a year later, smoked it too. That's what I'm doing, man. Totally burning this hash I found. Couldn't get PayPal to work. Yeah, I know it's a little bit pain in the ass to get some of these financial apps set up. So I totally understand if YouTube donations work for you, I appreciate them regardless of the source. I just like to give people as many options as possible. Hey Mac, what's up, dude? Appreciate that. Appreciate you, man. Everyone say hi to Mac. I don't know if anyone follows Mac's channel, but he recently got some pretty upsetting news from the doctors. So go check out his channel and wish him some love, would you? As one gets older, living out of a vehicle gets hard. Chasing 70s all winter. I don't know, man. I know a lot of senior citizens that do exactly this. I know a lot of snowbirds and travelers that are much older than me, that live in their vehicles and travel around the country. And yes, I agree that it gets harder, but this is a kind of a difficult life sometimes. So let's be honest, like, your life's gonna be kind of difficult. You just got to pick the flavor of difficult you appreciate the most. What's up, Indrid? Hey, kitty. It is windy here, Mac. Oh, man, it is crazy. Let me just show you what I've been looking at for the last hour or so. Hanging out, getting ready for the live stream. You can see these bushes. It's a very, very windy day. I'd say the wind gusts are probably 20, 30 miles an hour right now. You can also see it on this person's house over there. Like, the roof is mostly tarped, it looks like, and yeah, it's just blowing all over the place. Same with these tarps over here. Oh, y'all can hear the wind. I've actually got my windows closed right now in the van trying to get rid of some of the wind, but my phone's charging, otherwise I would plug in my microphone and then you wouldn't hear the wind. But hey, I got a donation. Thank you so much, Crystal. Appreciate that PayPal donation. That was awesome. Yeah, the donations are great. I appreciate every single one of them. Whether you got 5 on it or 25 on it, it's badass. You guys are an amazing group of folks. And it does help me keep me going. It helps me actually take more time to edit and stuff instead of hustling up money, bartending or whatever. When's the next update, Mac? Yeah, if you're in here, Mac, let's see it. You got when's your next update? I know Mac's been doing a lot more TikTok, so maybe y'all can find his channel over there too. Yeah, you can see the dust and the sand blowing around. Hey, if you get contacted by a reality show producer, would you do it? I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. I think it depends on how they're planning on portraying things. And how long they expect me to be. I've never really considered it, to be completely honest with you. I think it would depend on their portfolio and, what other work they've done, and yeah. I wouldn't say it's out of the question. But I feel like a reality show is one thing. Documentary is a little bit easier for me to say yes to. Um, but a reality show, I feel like that just requires a lot more time and energy put into it. And yeah, I'm not sure. It's a good question. It's a good question, Amanda. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button, you guys. I know when you pull up the live stream, it puts the live chat right in front of you and covers up the like button. 15 of you have found it already, but I got over twice that in the chat. So close the live chat, hit the like button, and then you can just open the live chat back up. So then we can all burn one together. What are y'all burning on? What you got? Let us know. Hello everyone, I get the YouTube break. Good for you. Self-care. Yeah, dude, that's what it was. It was self-care. I had to work on some things and try to develop my personal life a little bit. And yeah, it be what it be. I just fucking can't film all the time. Um, but I will film as much as I can. Another challenge of filming here, as a lot of you know, is a lot of people that I hang out with don't want to be on camera. They don't want to be filmed. They're not interested in it. So I gotta be super, super careful about what I film, when I film, how I film, and then how I edit and how I portray these people and how I post it. Because the last thing I want to do is post a video and then have one of my friends come over and be like, "Yo, will you take that down?" Yeah, I gotta just be careful about that kind of stuff. Mac, probably tomorrow. The next day, I see the oncologist today. I'll find out a lot when I'm talking to him or her today. Cool, Mac. Well, we all wish you luck, man. We all wish you luck and love. Slabs have changed much after COVID needs a real documentary. I mean, has it? I suppose it has. It's definitely gotten more, a lot less nomads and travelers have been coming through. I'm not really sure why. I feel like this wouldn't be a decent spot to ride out unless it becomes martial law or something, then this would be a terrible spot. But the way that COVID happened, this wasn't a bad area to ride it out. We had live music when none of y'all did. I mean, it was life as usual almost out here. Blue Dream Sativa, that's what's up. That's what's up. I prefer my indicas, to be honest with you, but every once in a while I'll get me a nice sativa and go do chores or something. Hetty Betty from Illinois Dispensary. I'm burning in 30 or so. My lunch is chicken enchiladas. I want chicken enchiladas. Yeah, like I do. I tell my life. I document on YouTube, and it ain't easy. A lot of haters. Yep, I just block them. You know how I deal with them, Mac. Let's see. Mischief Maker, OG, Holy Charlotte Dab, 17 THC, and 43 CBD on Lemon Kush. I like lemony stuff, man. That lemony, citrusy smoke, dude, that's my favorite. If it has a good berry flavor, orange flavor, lemon, I'm all about it. That's my favorite terpene. Bianca CBD today so far. Later will be Ivory. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Good to see you. Fuck the patriarchy. I was there the first year of COVID. Cornelius's channel in Discord seriously got me through COVID. You know, I've never really used Discord. A few people have suggested it to me. It just honestly seems like something else I have to keep up on. And being like a full-time YouTuber would be nice, but I also don't, I'm not trying to get like a full-time job. I'm trying to get something that enriches me. It's a hobby. And honestly, my favorite part of YouTube so far has been these live streams where I actually get to chat with you guys and hang out. The videos are a blast, don't get me wrong. But just being able to chill and smoke with those of you who appreciate my channel, like that's my favorite part. Crystal, have I heard from Caveman? Caveman doesn't have much communication in the way of communication, but I do hear from his girlfriend quite a bit. I just heard from her today, and they're doing pretty good. So, starting to warm up a little bit out there. Weed War in Oregon, $30 an ounce, 2 for $50. That's where I'm going. I'm going to Oregon, you guys. The prices and slabs are usually cheaper than everywhere else, but not right now. Oregon's got the cheapest in the country, and it's still legal. Finally made a video showing me and my dogs on my YouTube channel after a year. I hate my chair. Darren, I did catch one of your live streams. I forget what game you were playing, but I did catch one of your live streams briefly. And I was in the middle of so much other stuff that I was going to comment, but I didn't think I could give you the attention that you deserved if I was to comment. But I did watch a good like 5-10 minutes of it in between doing chores. The camp lockdowns and masking rules were interesting. Yeah, here in Slab, some camps, didn't care about the masks. Some camps did. Some camps went on lockdown. Some camps didn't. COVID was a scary time, even out here in Slabs. So it really just depends on what camp you were in, depending on the experience you had, really. Lemon's best terps. Yeah, it's that limonene. Limonene is that name of that terpene that gives you all that citrusy stuff. Have you been caught up in any streamer wars yet? No. I don't even know what that is, to be completely honest with you. If I was, I didn't even realize it. Blueberry headband. Mango weed from Queensland was pretty damn good. That sounds good. Yeah, Discord can be a pain, but Cornelius has a really dope setup. Yeah, that's good. That's cool. I'm glad that they do. Twice live stream a week is best, I think. Yeah, that's a lot of live streaming. It just depends on what I'm doing that week, to be honest with you. Sometimes I might have the time or I'm feeling it. Others I really just don't. Everyone says smoke indica for neuropathy pain because I'm paralyzed, but that makes me fall asleep because it's in my head. Yeah, what works for one person with cannabis isn't always the same. It's not going to work like that for everybody. Everybody has their own individual experience with what that high does to them, whether that be physical or mental. It's an individual experience. So, dude, if it's not working for you, try something else. Try a different strain or a different, sativa instead of indica. I don't know. I honestly haven't found weed to actually be a painkiller for me at all. I've got sometimes some severe back pain, and weed doesn't help it. In fact, I get concerned about smoking weed because then all I start thinking about is how much it hurts. So, kind of dwell on the pain instead. 400 an ounce. Jesus Christ, dude, that's more than I paid in high school for weed. You gotta get higher up the chain, man. Go get yourself some QPs or a pound. Did you go to the beach, Rave Zig? Yeah, I did. I did go to the rave in Bombay Beach. I posted a quick short of it. I was there with some friends, and then there was some personal stuff that happened, and I didn't get as much filming in as I would have liked, and I ended up leaving early. But I did get some cool footage. I'll have to piece that together into a video pretty soon. I'm like 3 videos behind. I've got footage for 3 different videos right now, and I just haven't actually sat down and done the editing, and that's what's delaying me on most of it. It's just carving out the time and making an intentional effort to sit down and do the editing, and that's the most tedious part. It takes a long time, and I feel like I'm always just trying to take care of 24 other things. So I hope can't wait to love on Zag. I hope Jim's dog doesn't hump her. To be honest with you, if a dog does try to do that to Zag, she might get a little get out of my face. She's not gonna attack them or anything, but she certainly puts her boundaries up with she's a lady, okay? She's a lady. You need to buy her dinner first. Everyone's posting up what they're smoking. Try CBD instead, Kitty suggests. It helps. Yeah, try CBD instead of weed, Darren, if the weed's not really working for you. I like the 50/50 strains. Weed helps my joint pain. That's cool. The art at the rave looked hella cool. Yeah, that art at the rave is actually there every day. That's Bombay Beach. It's a very artistic place. I have posted videos about Bombay Beach before. So if you dig deep enough in my channel, I actually took a boat out into the Salton Sea and filmed it, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I can get top shelf for $150 an ounce, market value around $128 an ounce right now. $400 is insane. It so is insane. That's so much. $20 a gram, Darren? Oh my God, you just gotta get someone to mail you some from Oregon. What's up, Marshall Gardner from Texas? We're out in Texas. That's a big place. I stayed in Amarillo for a little bit. God, all I gotta do is mention weed, and y'all are like, boom, I love weed. Everyone, here's what I'm smoking, here's how it costs. Sent Zag some cheese money. Oh, thanks so much. Thanks, Peter. That's awesome. Zag does love cheese. How did you know? I'm toking Cali sauce concentrate from a vape pen, but only at night now. I do like vape pens, especially while I'm traveling, because it doesn't stink, you know, it's easy to conceal, it's not combustion, I don't have to like, you know, smoke out my van. I could just hit that vape pen. It's a little stronger than flower, but to be honest with you, I'll always go back to flower. I really like it. Did someone say weed? Hey man, everyone smokes. I don't care what your politics are, your religion is, your fucking culture. Somebody in your, if you don't smoke, somebody within your culture does. Somebody within your moral compass that you appreciate totally smokes. So, you know, it's it's one of those things that literally can bring people together. Yeah, I went to the rave. You can see I got some sun. Like, you guys want to see my farmer's tan? Are you ready for this? Like, here's my tan. And then, like, oh, that's actually how white I am. I catch a tan pretty good. But yeah, I'm a cracker. Do you get busted for driving under the influence in the US for weed? Yes, that's totally a DUI. I risk that all the time when I drive. But I am not impaired. I know that weed can be impairing, especially for people who don't have a high tolerance or whatever. I feel like I drive much better on weed. If you judge me for it, it is what it is. 90% of my combat experience was driving. So driving with anxiety like that, it's just not good for me. I drive much better, much more calm when I've smoked a little bit. But when I first started smoking, there is no fucking way I would have been able to drive. Much less barely able to walk. I was pretty good at eating munchies and watching TV. But now, since my tolerance is the way it is, it's not impairing to me whatsoever. I can do anything. I can do sober, stoned. Now, if I was to take a tolerance break for a couple weeks or a month, yeah, I would not drive. I wouldn't do that, but it's just, I'm a very safe driver anyways, but yes, it is totally a DUI. However, in a lot of states that have legalized cannabis, it's also not probable cause anymore if they smell it. So they'd have to figure out some other reason. And it's very hard to prove the cannabis DUI thing because they don't have a test to just blow into and be like, oh, you know, it stays in your system a month. It's not like alcohol that is out of your system in a day, or other drugs that are 48 hours. It's a month, and it goes into your fat cells, and there's really no good way to test about how currently like dosed you are. Flower is the best for my lungs out of everything, and half the lungs are paralyzed. Really, flower's the best? I guess I could see that. Like, dabs are probably pretty fierce and concentrated. Edibles are probably the healthiest way for you to put it in your body if you've got some lung issues. When my trailers are rocking, unfortunately, it's just the wind. Dude, my van's rocking right now. It's so windy. Let me show you all something. I'm gonna show you guys my face. Look at this. This house over here is mostly tarps. This is why anybody who comes out here and thinks that they're going to be able to live in a tent, the tent doesn't last. The tent does not make it. The wind destroys it out here. Did I dance at the rave? No, I don't dance, dude. I'm not a dancer. Nobody wants to see that. If I guess if I ate enough acid, I might be known to dance a little bit. But I did not dance at the rave. I haven't actually done any sort of like acid or drugs or anything like that. I do like hallucinogens, mushrooms, and acid, but I haven't done anything since my heart attack. I just don't trust those interacting with my medications or my health issues, so I've just been basically not. The only thing I've done is smoke weed and maybe a few glasses of whiskey here and there. Very hard to prove DUI of weed. Yeah, totally is. Unless they find you like, what's up, dude? Like, hey, you want to hit? Like, it's pretty much hard to prove. I don't drive on weed, but I trust my wife and my brother to drive on it. Yeah, I think that's fair. There's some people I definitely wouldn't trust to drive me on weed. And I know when I shouldn't drive on weed. I've actually been there before, like, yo, I'm way too stoned. Can you drive? So, top 5 camps in the slabs. I mean, how would you like me to rate them? If I would do that, the top 5 camps in slabs, but how would you prefer me to rate them? Do you just want me to rate them on what I think of them and the people in them, or do you want to rate it on like amenities, or do you want to rate it on what they offer the community? I guess it depends on what your metrics are. Yeah, I know that about Mac. Mac's the same way. He will not drive when he's high. We've nomaded together, and he just won't smoke if he knows he's got to drive. That is true. I do know that about Mac. May I ask you a question about nomading? Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. Yeah, there are actually dumpster fire. There actually is somebody out here named Two Tents who lives in 2 tents, and he has some very expensive tents that can take the wind load and stuff. But the majority of your tents, your fucking Ozark Trails, Walmart tents, Coleman, they're not gonna survive out here for longer than a month. I've never seen anyone make it in a tent except for 2 tents. If you feel you imbibing while taking meds? I don't know what you mean, Aaron. Mad Mac and Zig, what's my Instagram? My Instagram is the same as this. It's Nomadic Zig. Yeah, it's pretty easy to find. Very glad that ain't my roof at the moment. I drive on weed and I'm 80. 80, what's up? What's up, fellow smoker? I hope I'm 80 driving on weed too. When you're traveling, how do you go about finding BLM spots? Is there an app to use? There are several apps to use, Adam. Yes, there is websites that I use. There's apps that I use. All of them, a lot of them are like redundant. They have the same camp spots, but some of them, this cool camp spot's only on one of the apps, and you don't know which app it's on, so you gotta kind of check them all, and you might find a cool one. I would say that my favorite one is freecampsites.net. It's a website that is user-generated camp spots. It's a whole database of user-generated spots that have reviews, and they tell you that you can do it. You can hit filters on there and find a free camp spot that has bathrooms or cell signal and stuff like that. You can filter all sorts of different things. And then there's an app called RV Parky, and most of that's like places that RV parks, but there's tons of free stuff on there too. There's another one called Dirt, which is mainly for hikers, but they also tell you where you can park your vehicle while you go on hikes, and a lot of those are out in National Forest, BLM spots. There's another one called iOverlander, and iOverlander is probably one of the better ones as far as the apps go, and that you can find, again, user-generated database about free camping with reviews and stuff, and hey, I got the knock from the police on that spot, and this place closed down, and this place is good and it's open, and it's pretty sweet. But there's a lot of different tools I use in order to find spots to camp at for free. Yee, you look cool. Thanks. You look cool too. Hey, what's up, Chopper? Hey, something else that just happened to me, and then I need to make a video about this because it's super important, and I'm incredibly grateful. There was somebody who showed up at my camp recently, and his name, I believe, was Gilman. Yes, Gil. And he walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And I don't know if you're in here right now listening or if you're gonna be watching this later, but dude walks up to me and says, "Hey, what's up? I follow your channel and I wanted to give you this." And he hands me this big box. And he's like, "It's a drone." And I'm like, "No way." And we open this up and there is this beautiful, nice, really, really nice drone that he's just handing to me for free. And I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted and amazed and so appreciative. So I hook everything up, right? And I put the battery in, and he did warn me the battery might need to be replaced or whatever, but I get it all set up, and the drone turns on, and it goes off the ground, and then the controller that he gave with the drone, he gave me, it started saying low battery, land immediately. And I got it like 4 feet off the ground, and then I landed it immediately. And that was after I had hooked the battery up basically all night. And so the battery isn't taking a charge, and I need to get a new battery in order to fly this drone. But it'll be such a game changer. It's such a nice drone. I'm so excited. I've already been watching videos on how to use it over and over again. I'm opening this so I can show you. I've already ordered one. It's on its way. It'll be here on Wednesday, but I had to get one of these drone batteries in order. It was almost $100. I would love to have 2 of them, so in case it dies, it's only about, what, 20 minutes of flight time, 20, 30 minutes of flight time. So I'd be able to pull that out and shove in another one and get double the time. But yeah, I am super looking forward to making some content with the drone. Like, that's super exciting. And it's just amazing. It's the only downfall for this drone, the only thing that I think that I'm gonna have to figure out is just the sheer size of it. It comes in this big case, this big box, and it takes up a lot of room, and I live in a van. So I'll have to organize stuff in such a way that it's protected and safe and it fits and it works for me. But I'm super stoked. So Gil, if you're watching this, thank you so much. It was very, very generous. I paid for the battery already. It's on its way. It'll be here Wednesday, and I basically spent less than $100 to get this beautiful drone, and I'll be able to get some really cool footage. 30 minutes is plenty of time in the sky. Is it, Darren? Because I honestly have no idea. I had a quick like $50 drone that I was trying to figure out when I was in New Mexico, and it was $50. It flew 3 times, and not one of the flights was a pretty flight, and it hit something, and because the wind blew or whatever, and then the motor burnt out, and I got 3 flights out of it before I was like, and I couldn't even get the camera to sync to my phone anyways. It wouldn't link up like it was supposed to. So I've been really wanting a better drone than like some $50 drone, and this guy just walks in and hands me one, and it was just like, I'm just so grateful and blown away. And the content that I'd be able to create from that is going to be a lot of fun. Maybe I can do some drone footage over slabs and show you guys. Like, maybe I could do that every year and just do the whole route through slabs. And anyways, I got some plans for it. I've been watching a lot of videos on how to use it, so that's exciting. Wednesday is the day. It's like the only thing right now in the future that I'm looking forward to is this battery showing up so I can fly this drone. But I'm gonna do a video on it. Once I do, I'm gonna show you guys. The whole thing. Put a landing pad on the roof and store it up there somehow. You know, I very easily could. I've got rails on the top of my van for storage, but I don't think I'm gonna store that on the roof because of the weather. It rains, and if it gets in that box and destroys the drone, I gotta keep it in my van. I gotta keep it protected. However, I do want one of those storage racks roof things on top of my van. I'm gonna have solar in the front, and in the back it'll be a storage thing, so I can have, because I got no storage in this van. That's got to be a priority of mine this summer, is getting storage for the roof of my van. So yeah, that's a good call. But it won't be the drone up there. It'll be stuff like tents and whatever. Like, it's stuff that it's okay if it gets weathered. Sell it and buy a mini drone. I considered that. I really have. DJI makes some really, really awesome drones. And the Gilman told me that they even have better batteries than these. These batteries are a little more volatile than the DJI self-discharging batteries. So, you know, maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I'll sell this drone and get a smaller one. The DJIs are all compact and they're smaller and they're real still high quality. I might do that. We'll see what happens. I will love flying the drone, Aaron. The animals are getting restless. Lost my 17-year-old black cat. So I'm going to have to feed the rest of them. Have a great day, folks. Peace. Bye, Gypsy. Sorry about your cat. That's really sad. DJI Mini rocks. That's what I have, and it flies itself, and I can tape a lot in 30 minutes. Yeah, I would actually. DJI is what I wanted. That's what I had a cheap drone on my cheaper drone on my wish list, and then the DJI is all on my wish list. I don't know exactly which one it is because I have so many, but yeah, I actually never expected someone to spend $1,000 on buying me a drone. So it was just kind of a shooting for the stars kind of thing, and someone just handed me one. It's beautiful. It's honestly a really nice drone. It's got a 3-point gimbal stabilizer on the camera, and then a handheld thing so you can use the camera by hand too. It's pretty nice one. Flame shooting drones now. Technically they're not. Yeah, they do shoot flames, but they're not flamethrowers. They're just roofing. They're roofing torches, just like the flamethrowers that Elon Musk sold for a minute. Those are also just roofing torches with a different housing over it. That's why it was legal to sell. But yeah, I've seen the drones. I've seen drones that shoot pistols. Like, they have all the mechanics in it, and they'll fly a pistol and actually fucking shoot stuff kind of accurately. It's terrifying. In Ukraine, they were using DJI became a weapon, right? People were buying these drones and attaching explosives to them, and then just these racing drones that fly into the tanks and boom, blow them all up. So, yeah, it's the future is now. Almost all creators have lost at least one drone. Don't say that. Don't tell me that. I don't want to lose a drone. I can't afford to replace it. I don't like Elon Musk. He's ugly. Alright. That's a weird reason to not like someone. You know what I do appreciate about Elon Musk? Is that the guy... I mean, obviously he's full of shit, right? Like, he says that he had this, like, STEM background in college where he was with a school for engineering or some physics or something like that. He didn't. He's just a really good businessman. He's not actually creating anything. He's hiring people who have created things and takes the credit. But what I will say about the man is he's one of the richest fucking people on earth, and he lives in a $50,000 house. He doesn't own a car. He doesn't own anything. He has people drive him to and from where he needs to go, but he's not like Bezos, who had them, you know, dismantle a bridge so he can get his giant super yacht out into the ocean. Like, he's just very opposite of a lot of billionaires out there. But run drugs with drones. Fun fact, 420 is coming around and I got plans. I got plans for that drone, so be looking forward to my 420 video. We've got plans at the Ponderosa. You guys have seen me hand out free joints and slabs before. I plan on drone dropping some joints. Somebody's honking at me. No, I'm good, thanks. Dude asked me if I needed any canned food. So somebody's driving around delivering food to people. That's cool. My dad, yeah. I don't want to get a cheaper drone, Aaron. Your dad lost a drone, had to get a cheaper one. Yeah, I just want it to last forever and never break. Is that possible? They're still using them for that. However, they have had to go to Poland to buy them because the company refuses to sell them to them. They don't want their products used for war or something like that. I mean, too bad, I guess. Like, you can turn almost anything into a weapon of war. But I don't blame DJI, I guess. You know, that's not what their company is. They don't have government contracts to make drones for killing people. So, yeah, it's an interesting case. But if you were like, let's be honest, if you were in a rebellion, right, and you're fighting like this massive, powerful force like the Russian military, and you are, you know, 2 years ago you were working at a grocery store and you just felt this call, wouldn't you use every single tool in your toolbox? Of course you would. So I don't blame DJI for not doing that, selling it to them anymore, and I don't blame the people for using the drones. They're going up against tanks, dude. Like, don't fly over water then or deep valley. You know, I think I have to get licensed through the FFA or whatever in order to fly this drone because it's over a certain weight and that costs a lot of money. So I'm gonna have to be really careful about where I fly it until that happens. Looks like I got a lot of comments to catch up on. Now that'll get me out of my hidey hole. Yeah, dude asked me if I wanted any canned food. Crystal, you taking off? Bye, Crystal. Bye. Thanks for being here, you guys. If you go to Slabs to give out food and stuff, fresh veggies and fruit are also a great giveaway. Yes, it is. Some people will even come here and deliver meat. And someone recently came and delivered, like, I don't know what it was, like 50 pounds of chicken to everyone in the community. And then we ate all our chicken. And then all of a sudden our dogs started showing up smelling like rotten meat because a lot of people in the community were not taking care of their chicken. It rotted and the dogs were getting into it. So be careful about it if you're going to bring that much, you know, meat to the Slabs. But fresh veggies, fruits are a great idea. How do I pass the time when chilling in the van? I don't actually hang out in the van very much when I'm in Slabs. I spend most of my time hanging out in the common area of Ponderosa. But when I am hanging out in the van, I just, you know, I watch TV. My phone is a Galaxy, and I can plug my phone into a screen like a computer monitor. I have a 12-volt monitor I can power off of a USB, and I plug my phone into it, and then my phone becomes a trackpad and the screen becomes a desktop experience of what is on my phone. So then I'll just stream Netflix or Hulu or whatever and watch TV that way, Bluetooth it into a speaker, and then I got television and I'm running it off of a battery pack or, you know, the outlet on my van. So I catch up on TV and I don't spend a lot of time in the van even when I travel though, because I'm always out walking around, hiking, looking for whatever. Like, I try to occupy my time with something. I got a drum, like a bongo drum, boom, 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 and I bang on that sometimes. Will the base out there notice the drone? You know, probably not. You know, their sonar's pretty advanced, but it's unlikely it would notice a drone. It's definitely a huge fine if they do notice a drone. You're not supposed to be flying drones over there, but I doubt that they would notice. Goodbye, Zig. Everyone in the chat, you have an awesome day. I'm gonna try to take a nap before my appointment today. Have a good one, Mac. Y'all give Mac some love because he's got some hard doctor's appointments coming up soon. Bye, Cote. See you later. Just saw my influencer video. Yeah, an influencer in the wild just posted up next to me and was taking like a video of introducing what Slabs was, and so I filmed it. And yeah, I talked to him for a second and asked him if he's going to be interviewing anyone or if he's just going to be filming Slabs. So he said he'd be swinging by the Ponderosa later to do an interview. We'll see what happens. What's up, Jason? Everyone take care, Mac. We're all thinking of you, man. Wishing you the best. Hopefully your appointment with your oncologist, answers some questions that you have, because I know you have quite a few about what's going to happen next and a prognosis. So I hope you get those answers that you're looking for, my man. Man, I feel like if I just park like this, the people who know my vehicle, they'll wave. But the ones who don't even look twice. So I get to see the comings and goings of all the slabbers. There's so much dust in the air right now because it's so windy. This is probably the thickest of a sandstorm we'll get in Slabs. And I'll show you what it looks like. Usually you can see the mountains out there. You can't. It's just all dust. The sandstorms here don't get so thick that you can't see. You can barely make out the shapes of the mountains out there. Just barely. The sandstorms in the Middle East get so bad, it's like a super, super thick orange fog. And you can't see 10 feet in front of you. Out here, I haven't ever seen a sandstorm like that. I've seen it get pretty thick out here, but not quite like the Middle East. I found a 12-volt screen TV holds its own charge used with my Galaxy. Yeah, dude, the Samsung Dex is such a powerful app that only Samsung has. And you plug your phone into a computer or a TV screen, it turns basically into a computer. You have a Windows style operating system that you get to use. Your phone becomes a trackpad. You can Bluetooth a mouse and a keyboard into your phone, and then your phone just becomes a medium between the screen and the keyboard. It's a computer. And my phone has 16 gigs of RAM, and that's how much my computer has. It's as fast as my laptop. So I've been doing basically very little work on my laptop and mostly on my phone because of Samsung Dex. Yeah, the Mojave windstorms, we're just we're in the Sehorn Desert. Mojave's just north of us. Even those ones, I haven't seen anything quite like the Middle East, where you have a wall of sand coming down the horizon right at you, and you're just like, fuck, my day's about to change. And it's just literally a wall, and it's just approaching you really fast. Sometimes, 20 miles an hour, sometimes 50, and it's just barreling towards you. And then as soon as it hits you, it's just an orange fog for the next, 12 hours of just wind. And until the wind dies down, that fog isn't going away. We would have to use infrared cameras in order to see where we're going, where we're driving. Do I smoke dispensary or slab weed while in slabs? Both. The slab weed is cheaper because a lot of people here have connections to farms, but dispensary weed's better a lot of the times. It just really depends on what's in town. So I do both. I really, really appreciate pre-rolls from the dispensary, and if I'm gonna buy loose flower, typically do it here in slabs because it's cheaper. Yeah, dunes. If you go to a sand dune area, like we have some nearby, the Imperial sand dunes, and it gets windy. Yeah, that definitely, you can see it from miles away. It just gets super, super dusty in there. This weed is definitely some slab weed mixed with some hash that I found at Ponderosa that I left there last year. I left this little jar of hash there, and we lost the keys for something, and we were looking for the keys, and I found this. I'm like, holy shit! It was covered in dust, and I set it down. And it was like a bunch of dust came off of it, and I'm like, this is my hash from last year. So I put a bunch of that, and I grinded a bunch of that up and put it in here, and that's what I'm burning on right now. So don't ask me the strain. I do know that the flour I have mixed in here is indica, but I got no idea about the hash. It's probably just leftover plant matter from all kinds of different plants. Hey, Carol. I have missed you bunches. Seems like you have been MIA. Good to see you. I have been MIA. I was explaining why at the beginning of my live stream. We had a lot going on this last month here in Slab City, and at the Ponderosa we hosted a wedding. So the week leading up to the wedding, we had a lot of cleaning and prepping to do. And then we hosted the wedding, and then Shannon, who owns the camp, she left Slabs for a week, and the few of us campmates were in charge of keeping the camp afloat and watching the kids. So we did that, and that took a week. And then we had prom, which, if you guys follow my social media, or even I think I posted them to my YouTube. I posted pictures of prom, a couple of pictures of one of my dates, and then right after that, we had the rave. It's just been go go go, and I really needed to like take a step back from YouTube after the year that I've had and the videos I've posted. I think that you guys can understand that I had to experience and just be in my life without, constantly having the camera in between me and my people. So that's what I did. I decided to be present, and just, a lot of you have been following me for a long time, and I like my life to be three things. I appreciate it to be simple, and I prefer my life to be simple, peaceful, and enriching. And I felt like I had kind of digressed a little bit away from that with my channel, so I just had to just reevaluate what am I doing with it, and also be present in my life, in my personal life. So, but I am not going away that quickly. Sometimes I just need to take a step back. I'm with you, Carol. You guys have been Zig deprived. That's funny. You complaints going live on Chili Tuesday. You get complaints. No, I haven't gotten any complaints about going live on Chili Tuesday. There is one person who frequents the Ponderosa who really doesn't want to be filmed. So I've got especially to watch out for making sure that their privacy is intact when I film. But I've been, live streaming Ponderosa Chili Nights for a long time. So I'm not going to stop. But I am going to be careful about my neighbor's privacy. So that's what, we just have to do sometimes. But no one's been complaining. I know that you guys probably don't like the chili night videos as much as you appreciate this, because I'm not interacting with you on those usually. I'm busy doing stuff, hanging out, bartending. So there is chili night tomorrow. I don't think I'll be working, and I have a friend visiting Slabs. So I probably won't be live streaming either. I'll probably be hanging out with them. But maybe we can set up the live stream somewhere. Maybe I can show the stage so you guys can see the musicians. We'll have to play it by ear. I haven't seen Zig since he threw that person out of the bar. I did do a couple of live streams after that of Chili Night. Yeah, but I did throw somebody out of the bar. It doesn't happen very often where someone is like, has to be escorted out of the bar. No, not the stage, please. You don't like the music? You don't like slab music? Thought you looked super stoned Tuesday and then howled when you said you were gonna get as stoned as you look. Great laugh. Yeah. Everyone's like, you look so baked. I'm like, I'm fucking not, dude. That's just the face I was born with. I wish I was as stoned as I look. Hey, Zig, finally got you live. You good, fellow? It's cold over there, by the way. Good chilly nights, and this are good. Yeah, it's not cold, actually. It's, maybe a little at night it gets chilly, but it's not cold. Right now it's a little bit chilly because it's windy, but we're supposed to be getting up to 90 degrees by this coming Saturday. So it's starting to warm up. We're starting to see the springtime weather come in. It happened late this year. Usually it's much warmer than this by this time in the season, but it's been a kind of a cold year, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But I do know that the heat's coming right around the corner. Usually I leave around this time every year. This year I'm waiting until next month. I'm gonna be, if anyone knows of anyone in San Diego who can let me park my truck at their property while I try to sell it, that would be wonderful, because then when I leave here next month I can go to San Diego and I can post up in my van somewhere. As long as my truck's got a safe spot to be, the van I'll figure that out. But it would be really, really useful because I need to sell my truck, and I don't want to be floating around San Diego with trying to negotiate 2 vehicles. So throwing that out there to anyone out. Truth is a troll. That is science for you versus actual science. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. Straight to hundreds fast this year. 64 today in Central Illinois, 75 tomorrow, they say. You know the geniuses who say because science. Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. And it's just silly. I think that if I'm understanding you correctly, I think you're talking about trans people and how a lot of people will be like, that's not science because they're trans. But it's just, that's ridiculous. Science isn't any one thing. It's the study of things. Like, that's what science is. You're studying something, and transness is happening. So we need to study it, and whether that's done, it's obviously not going to be done in physics. It's going to be done, it could be done with biology, and it also could be done with the social sciences. But regardless of which scientific field studies it, it needs to be studied because it's happening. It's not about science, it's silly. And most of those arguments are just because they don't understand that gender and sex are completely different things. Like, sex is biological and gender is not. So yeah, it's a pretty common misunderstanding. It seems to be mostly what it is, but people don't like being told that they misunderstood the definitions of something they've been using wrong their entire life, or they've seen wrong their entire life too. So, but chromosomes are interesting, and biological sex variations are very interesting as well. Sure, yeah. I mean, if that's interesting to you, biological sex is. There's intersex people, but not, trans people aren't always intersex. That's, their chromosomes are what they are, but their cultural gender identity is also different than what we would have typically assigned to their sex. So it's not like this complicated. It's really not. What's up, Dale? What's up, Alex? Oh, I was talking about the weatherman. Oh, I see. Okay, the weatherman science. That's, yeah. I don't know how to predict the weather. I don't know enough about, like, atmospheric meteorology to even have much of an opinion about it. But what I do know is that when they say it's like a 20% chance of rain, that means like it's 100% chance it's going to rain but only in 20% of the selected area that they're showing you. So 20% of the area will get rain, and everyone's like, "Oh, it looks like it's 100% because it's raining." But yeah, actually, the science is far more complicated than most, including myself, realized. Oh yeah, no, there's so many variables. Like the more variables you put into an equation, the more difficult it is to solve. And weather has just got like land terrain involved, and the sun, how much heat that you're getting, and what's the weather nearby, and how much moisture is in the air. It's just so many variables. I'm actually impressed that they can predict the weather with a big plus or minus, but like a week out, they can kind of be like, here's what we predict. And as it gets closer, they get more and more accurate. It's just, with that many variables for them to be so close-ish is impressive. If it's just how equations work, the more variables, the harder it is to solve. What's HARP? I don't know what that is. Or 20% of the day, maybe. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. As far as 20% of rain, yeah, it's either 20% of the map or 20% throughout the day. It's that selected time frame, area, region, whatever that selection is that they're putting that metric to. Like it's 100% chance it's gonna rain. It's 20% chance it might hit you where you're standing at that moment. It's 111. Oh shit, it really is. Sweet. I gotta keep checking the notifications to make sure that I didn't get any more Venmo, PayPal, Cashapp donations. Obviously, YouTube lets me know, boom, hey, you got donations, but those other platforms don't. So I had to check them. So for those of you who have donated on this live stream, I appreciate you very much. I believe it was like Peter and Crystal, and then Gypsy donated, Mac donated. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate you. And if anyone else wants to, the links are in the description of this video. I believe that I pinned the links also to the top of the chat, but I actually can't see the chat like you guys can. It looks different on my end. I've been reading the weather wrong this whole time. Yeah, we all did. I actually just learned this about the weather thing. Like it was just recently I learned that. So don't act like, you know, you're less than because you didn't know that. I didn't know that, and I'm pushing 40 years old, and until like 3 months ago. Oh, you made a hot dog breakfast burrito. So sorry. What's cooking today? Do you cook a lot? You know, when I'm in Slabs, I don't cook very much because the Ponderosa cooks for the community, and we have a cook named Mark that does really good at feeding everybody. But when I'm traveling, I do cook. Obviously I have to feed myself, so yeah, I cook every single day. And I tend to cook super simple meals. I tend to make things that are quick. It take one pan to cook, and they don't end up leaving a lot of leftovers because my ability to keep leftovers is limited the way I live. So I like cooking to a point. I like eating, and I like eating good food. You know what I don't like? I don't like doing dishes. It just feels like a fucking chore. So I actively avoid that. So I always try to like get a lot of tortillas because tortillas are edible plates. And then I don't have to wash a plate. I get to eat it. It's pretty cool. Wish I could, man. I'm broke. And that's okay. You know what? You guys who can't afford to donate, that's fine. I think it's great because you guys are still here and you're supporting me, and you're watching my channel. And when you watch somebody's channel on YouTube that you support, you're giving them watch hours, you're giving them view times, you're getting ads put in your face, which, advertisements is what gives me my YouTube income. It's not because of the watch hours, it's because of the ad revenue, and the ads that you see, I'm being paid a cut of the ads that you see. So the more ads you see, the more income I get. If you skip the ad, I get a little bit less, but that's okay. I don't like watching them either. I skip them all the time. The watch hours are a requirement to maintaining your monetized status. So you have to have at least 4,000 hours of watch time for the last 365 days. And if you drop below that, they end your monetization status. You have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in the last 365 days. So tomorrow, if tomorrow rolls around and all of a sudden I went from 4,001 watch hours, and then tomorrow rolls away, and the last 365 days was when a good video was posted, and I lose some watch hours. Now all of a sudden I have less than 4,000. I lose being able to be monetized. So the fact of the live streams is, it gives me a lot of watch hours too. They're 2 hours long. You guys just being here helps my channel. It helps me. The donations are great, but if you can't afford it, just hanging out with me, it helps. You're helping me maintain my YouTube. So I appreciate you guys. I mean, we got 35 people in here right now. And like every one of you is helping support my channel. So yeah, I get it, man. It's hard times out there. I wouldn't be able to afford to give to YouTube either, YouTubers either. It's, not in my budget. So those of you who take the time to appreciate me and reach out and do donate, you guys are awesome. And for those of you who just show up and want to watch my live stream, you guys are badasses too. It all helps. When you're watching the YouTubers that you support and you're watching their channels, you are helping them. When you're sharing their videos, that helps a lot too. So I want you guys to go, after this live stream is over, which is going to be in about 15 minutes, go share my favorite, your favorite video of mine to your Facebook. Like, that would be super helpful. That's as cool as a donation any day. Tamales. I like tamales. EBT cut to $37. Man, they do that to people too. I know a guy who just got his cut from fucking $200 a month to $16 a month because his income went up $100. His income went up $100 and he lost $200 in food available to him. So, explain that to me. Housing is like $1,000 for a studio everywhere now. Yeah, that is my entire monthly income. I'm 50% disabled through the VA. If anyone wants to look up how much I make, it's veteran only. I don't have any dependents, and I make right about $1,000 a month. It just actually in January bumped above $1,000 because of our cost of living adjustment raise that everyone got. So I've finally reached over $1,000 a month. That's what I live off of, and Peter, you're right. I don't, or was that Peter? No, somebody else did. Mischief Maker. It's cool channel, Zig. Not doing it to survive. Big difference. Thank you. Keep it real. Exactly. I don't make enough from YouTube to survive. I really don't. I live off of my disability income. I do. It does help. It supplements my income, but it's not. It's not paying the bills or anything. By any means. Every 2 months, I think at this point I'm averaging every other month. YouTube doesn't pay you until you reach $100 in ad revenue or donations. So each month I've been making about 60 to 80 bucks, and so every other month I get like 150 bucks or so in donate or in deposit from YouTube. That's all. About 80 bucks a month is about what I'm making from all this work I've been putting into this. So the donations supplement that too. I actually make a little bit more off the donations and even the wish list stuff. It saves me money than I do off of the ad revenue. Your YouTube got me through the dark winter and my 80th birthday. 80 years old. That's impressive. There's a guy that lives at the Ponderosa that's 75 years old. And I like teasing him a little bit because he's a grumpy old man. But he one time we were sitting around all smoking a joint, and he's like, my grandmother crossed the country on the Oregon Trail, and I just lost it, and I laughed so hard. His name's Jack. I laughed so hard, and I'm like, Jack, when you see your grandmother again, you let her know I played her life in a video game. And it just goes to show, like, we're really not that far disconnected from history. You know, it's just not that far, not that long ago, people were crossing the country in the Oregon Trail, walking behind a wagon. Yeah, I don't know, Carol, how you got bumped out, but I'm glad you're back. Yeah, 200 will to $16 in EBT. That's what happened to my buddy. Wonder how Wanda Wander is doing with her watch hours. I actually just did see her at the rave in Bombay Beach. Mad support, Zig. Thanks, Aaron. What you make is your business. I never understood why people want to know what someone makes. You know, no one did ask me what I made. I just offered that. It's public record anyways. I'm 50% disabled. You can look it up. But and what I make on YouTube, it's just not that private. You know, like I put a lot of my stuff out there very publicly for y'all to analyze and know. And I think that part of me wants to explain how much I make, primarily to show you that this lifestyle can be done off of a very limited income. The Instagram van lifers that you see, it's just mostly very, very like trustafarians is what we call them, but they have a trust fund and they're funding all of this, or they got an inheritance or something. There's some way that they were able to, as a, you know, Gen Zer, fund this $50,000 van and go nomading. It's expensive to drive around as often as some of these van lifers do for their channels. I don't think I can travel as much and as often as they do. I think that I'm very limited in my resources. So when I travel, I usually move somewhere every month or every 2 weeks. It just depends on the money situation. Every month I'll be in a different area because I get paid at the beginning of the month, so I'll spend like $200-300 on gasoline, just gasoline to get somewhere else, and then that has to last me the rest of the month. So not only for getting there, but also for like getting to the store and stuff. And this van isn't very well set up for living in it for a month out in the woods. So in time, maybe, but just not right now. I just find it mind-blowing to be chatting with someone in the slabs. Okay, well, sure, videos of live streams ASAP. Also, do you end up broke towards the end of the month? Yes, I'm broke at the end of every month, every single month. When the first is coming around, I'm like counting change to go get things I need from the store. Every month, yes, I am out of money at the end of the month. What keeps me from having a Patreon? If you get it, I'm there. Man, everyone's been telling me to get a Patreon here for a minute, and I've been saying I was going to. Maybe I should. I don't really know what I would offer on the Patreon differently than I'm offering here, but you're right. I should start a Patreon. That would help supplement the income, just a monthly like check every. I'm gonna have to look into that. Like I said, for the last 2-3 weeks, I've just had to step back from my YouTube. But this summer, it's just. I've got no plans to see very many people, and one thing I do want to set up this summer for any of you West Coast subscribers, I'm gonna be around in your neck of the woods. The wind just blew my pan down because it's rocking the van. Anyways, I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods. I'm gonna be traveling up to Oregon, so I want to see a lot of my subscribers on the way and say hi and tell you that I'm grateful. And I want to piece together a subscriber tour. West Coast subscriber tour, and make a video about it. So she hauling weed on said trail? Fuck, I hope so. Yeah, it's not that long ago, relatively speaking, but the evolution of society and culture is almost unfathomable. That's a hard word to say. On other streams, people always want to know, oh yeah, the income thing. People are curious about how much people make from YouTube, which is a fair thing. If you go on to oh, what's it called? There's a website you can, socialblade.com. You can look up any YouTuber you want and it'll give you an estimate of how much they make, and it's not very accurate. So people are really curious about how much YouTubers make from their channel, and I'm just, yeah, I don't have a problem telling you. I'll even post my metrics. I don't care. It's like 60 to 80 bucks a month is what I make. Am I being trolled? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be starting an OnlyFans. I wouldn't want to take those fancy gazillion-dollar rolling homes out off-road. Yeah, me neither. And no, I don't have any monitors, but I do know some folks I was considering making some monitors in my channel. I have Dave Lowe. Dave Lowe is one of my monitors, but he's traveling right now, dealing with his own life, so he's a really good fucking moderator. But I guess my channel's growing, isn't it? I do need more. So I think I know a couple of people I'd like to make a monitor for me. The stigma around OnlyFans is unwarranted. Yeah, I agree. I don't have any problem with OnlyFans. I'm just not, that's just not me. I 100% support. I have a lot of friends who have OnlyFans, and I 100% support their money making, content creating selves. And yeah, it doesn't deserve shame whatsoever. If it's pretty great to be able to just make some money and also make people happy. So, I'm 62 years old, not only fans for an old woman. No OnlyFans for an old woman. Yeah, this is not the first time me making the OnlyFans has come up on my channel. You guys don't want that. You're their only fan. I actually subscribe to them. I know a lot of my friends have OnlyFans, and they advertise them or whatever on their page, but I've never supported them in that way. But I definitely don't shame them for it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If people are willing to pay for it and they're willing to have that agreement, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. So y'all gotta walk and pick up my baby. Bye, Aaron. Take care. Good to have you here, as always. I'm so glad you got to see me. Man, these hash joints are fucking me up. Better be bigger than that joint. I guess you'll never know. Because that ain't me, man. It's so windy. I also lost my sunglasses, so I'm very I got really, when it comes to the sun, my eyes are really sensitive. I squint a lot when I'm in the sun. I don't know. I don't know if blue eyes are actually more sensitive to light than darker eyes. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that the sun screws my eyes up pretty bad. So yeah, I have to wear sunglasses quite a bit, and I lost them, and I'm really bummed out about that. They weren't even like nice sunglasses or anything, but I still liked them. So now I gotta order, and I'm really picky about the sunglasses that I have. They don't look good on me. Not all sunglasses look good. So, I'm the guy that will try on 53 pairs of sunglasses before I figure out one that I like. So I can't just order them off of Amazon and be like, cool, it showed up. Now I'm just gonna wear them. Did I see what you said about Montana? No, I didn't. I did not. I'm so sorry. It's hard to keep up on comments sometimes. Remember I said when in Montana you can park your van for a bit and see the sights here in Montana. Yeah, I will. I'll be going up to Montana. I mean, the bare bones, rough draft plan of my summer is to go up Northern California, Oregon, Washington. Washington isn't always van life friendly, depending on where you go in the state. And then cut over to Yellowstone, which is Montana, Wyoming. So I haven't been to Yellowstone. I've been wanting to go to Yellowstone. I was on my way to Yellowstone when COVID hit and all the national parks shut down. So now that everything's back open again, I really want to see Yellowstone. That's on my to-do list. And then from there, I'm going to cut back down to New Mexico and go check out Nomad's Nest and see all of my people there. No, not me. I'm a dude for the ladies. Dudes probably watch. That's not. There's dudes that would be into that. I don't know you. I know things don't always happen as planned. No, they don't. Photophobia is also associated with PTSD. Have it too means you need rest. Yeah, photophobia is when your light is triggering. So it's not. I don't think it's a. I don't know. Is photophobia when you're sensitive to light or when you're triggered by light? It's not a fear. It's not a phobia of light. It's just hard to fucking see. So really need to get some sunglasses again. And I had some Oakleys, and I love my Oakleys. They have the gas cans. They fit super well. They fit my face or whatever. And then not the gas cans, the other ones they came out with. I forget what they're called, but they were a little bit bigger and thicker. I love those, and I lost them somewhere. And no, I can't afford to get a new pair of Oakleys. That ain't happening anytime soon. So gotta find them cheap gas station glasses that to get. Montana's everything Colorado wishes it was. Is weed legal in Montana? Northwest Washington is very van life friendly. I don't know about that. Not my experience. When I went to the peninsula, the roads were very steep in a lot of the places going into the park. There's the woods have gates across all the dirt roads that you can't take a motorized vehicle on, even though it's fucking made for a motorized vehicle. You have to walk them unless you're a ranger, and then you can drive on the public roads. Yeah, I had better experiences in eastern Washington than I had in the west of the Cascades up there. It was just blowing my mind to pull up to some National Forest Road, like National Forest Road 73. And in Oregon, you find that means it's a dirt road going out into the woods that you can just drive through, and it's great. You get to explore the woods even without even getting out of your vehicle. And they get to Washington, and they've got these gates and these gates and these gates and these gates over all their National Forest roads. They're built for vehicles, but I can't get back there. I have to walk. So it ended up being a lot of side of the road parking, camping right off of the road, cars going by me all night. So yeah, I suppose there's parts of Washington that are probably more accessible. Roads in Bombay Beach looking pretty. Speaking of roads, yeah, they just repaved all of them in Bombay Beach. I noticed that the other day when I went there for the rave. All the roads were like glass, dude. It was beautiful. Usually full of potholes and everything. They took a while. They must have. And I haven't been there in a minute, but yeah, the roads in Bombay Beach are nice right now. They took pretty good care of those now, or they did pretty good job fixing them. Hopefully, if possible, you can get in the near future, get a bigger Ford Transit van. Channel needs to grow more, hopefully. Yeah, maybe one day I'll be in a nicer, bigger van. That'd be cool. From what the news is saying, Bombay Beach is gonna get crazy. Yeah, it's all the lithium talk, right? They're just talking about all the lithium. They're about to start harvesting lithium out of the Salton Sea because there's a ton of it in this area. The hot springs here in Slabs is actually heated by lithium, and they've already got plans in place to start taking the water out of the Salton Sea, taking the lithium out of it, and then putting the water back in the Salton Sea. And it might, I don't know if Bombay Beach is really the hub of that area, of that, but I do know that the workers that are going to be showing up to build these plants and run these plants are going to need somewhere to live. And it might gentrify this area a little bit. It'll definitely, you know, I, I, I think during the construction of these things, it's going to have a lot of workers come in, but then those people are going to leave, and it's just going to be another industrial thing that they're doing. I don't think it's going to make the area blow up like they're expecting or they're talking about. So I tried to check out a cool spot in Maine with my dog and couldn't get it due to that. Lame. No dogs allowed. Yeah, that's really common in national parks. National parks, you often can't take dogs on. I don't know of any national parks that you can take a dog on a hiking trail unless it's a service dog. A lot closed off in Oregon now due to fires. Yeah, that's true. But there's still a ton of open area in Oregon that haven't burned. Like the fires are been a lot of fires in Oregon in the last 10 years, but um, it is getting a little. That's one concern I do have is getting to Oregon. The fires start because last time they did that, they shut down all the public lands, national forests. They kicked everybody out, everybody of the out of the national forest. So, and they did this in Washington too, and in Northern California. The whole West Coast, all our public lands got shut down because of the fires. So it's like, shit, where do we go, man? Like, where literally, where do you want us to go? Because then you drive into town and then you got the cops beating on your door telling you to get out of town. You can't go out in the woods because they shut all those down for the fires. This is a serious question. Like, where do you want them to go during these times? Because they didn't got nowhere to go. Get mineral rights by land and get mineral rights. Yeah, that solely depends on the state and county regulations that they have. I'd have mineral rights on my property. California, you don't. You don't have mineral rights in the land that you buy. California always holds that over your head. Like, nope, you find some precious metals or something in your property. Like, you can, you might be able to get a little bit of a check for the inconvenience of them harvesting it, but you will not own that mineral. California does. Each state has its own laws about that. Streams will be full of gold this season. Yeah, I want gold. You know what I would like to get actually is a metal detector. I want to get a metal detector so I can go up and down Bombay Beach or out in Courtside. I want to get a metal. That would be kind of a cool hobby or some cool videos I could do. Same with North Dakota and oil, huh? Yeah, that's the state. They're like, that's mine. So go ahead, like all of you out there who own your property, right? Who own a house or a mortgage, and maybe you have a spread, or maybe you don't. You just have a small. You don't own it. You don't own it. I'm sorry, you don't. You don't own it. Owning it means you don't owe any money on it anymore. And even if you're done paying off your mortgage or whatever, you still have to pay money on it. You have to give the government taxes in order to stay on your land. And if you don't give them taxes, they have laws that happen to let them take it from you. So the same goes with the minerals that you bought this land and you get to do so many things with it, but not that. Like, that's yours, that's your land, but you never actually own anything in our country. You just get permission from the government to put your stuff on it sometimes, and then you get taxed by them to keep your stuff on it, whatever you build. Yes, all the water is pushing the gold out this year. File for mineral rights claims on public land. Yeah, I know a lot of people that get the gold, get involved in sort of what is that, where you end up owning a piece of a gold claim and you get to go pan there or whatever. I wouldn't mind getting into that hobby. I've never really gotten into the gold hobby before. Sounds like some of you have. Maybe that, honestly, I learn better if someone shows me. If somebody showed me how to do it instead of me watching YouTube or whatever, I'd be much more likely to see it or to do it. But I don't get it. Why is all the water bringing all the gold? What happened? What did I miss? Just live every day like it's your last. Each day will be different. We own nothing and we'll be happy. I do own a half of an acre, right? I own a half an acre. And I have the mineral rights to that property. So if I found some like 80 pound gold nugget on it, like that's mine. But in other states, it's not like that. Arizona's pretty good with their mineral rights too. On public land, the public owns the mineral rights. Arizona did that, and but not every state is like that. In other states, the public does not. So if you find something out on public lands, you're out in the desert somewhere in California, and you find a 50-pound gold nugget, the California is going to be like, no, that's ours, and they're going to take it from you. I don't even think that they give you compensation. I think they're just like, hey, thanks for finding our gold on public land. Like public owns that land, and yet they're like, that's ours. Give us that. Yeah, people have made fortunes off mineral rights. They sure have. You know, Texas is pretty good about mineral rights. If you have a piece of property and they like strike oil, like you own that oil, that's yours. And then the companies will step in and just start, you know, mining that oil and drilling that oil, and they just cut you a check. They're like, here's your cut after all the expenses. But it sounds like in like North Dakota, it's not like that. Yeah, that's silly. Is there a lot of public gold mining in California? I know there's a lot of private mines in California too. Let's see if this works. Oh, it's not. Areas along gold sea streams allow public to keep. But if I was walking through the desert and I found a big old gold nugget, am I allowed to keep it in California? I didn't think that was true. I didn't think the public owned. I think it's just, you're right. There's areas that's legal and most it's not. Have I ever been to the mud pots? Yeah, I have been to the mud pots out here several times. They're about 10 minutes away, 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes away. In eastern Montana, if the property has been owned for years, old family land, you get the oil rights. If you just bought it, you don't get much, if nothing. That's my understanding. Yeah, so they, some folks get grandfathered in. I just lost a magnet. Crazy. Where the hell did that thing go? Story of my life. I can't find my marbles. Not only did I find my magnet, but I found another lighter. Wonder who I stole that one from. Arizona desert is claimed, so no, it gets taken. It gets taken if on their claim. Are claims also on public land out there? I thought they were on private property usually. See, I don't know enough about this stuff, about the gold stuff. But it would be sweet to have that as a hobby. I think I would like it. Magnets are cool. A lot of Babylonians driving through Slabs today. Visitors. Alright, you guys got me for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to end the live stream. while I play with magnets. Because I'm out of joints. I guess I could roll another one. Anyone can stake a claim. So what does it mean to stake a claim? Like you literally put out stakes and you're like, this is mine. All the gold I find here is mine. Until you leave? Is that how it is? Like, until I leave? Or is it just like forever this is mine? I don't know how that works. Carol, what have you been wanting to go to? Like a squatter. Yeah, like this is my gold claim. I'm squatting here. Oh yeah. There's a lot of gem finding places too. There's the geode beds there, not too far away from me. When you go to like the main area, the geode beds, it's kind of a little harder to find geodes. But if you take the back way, which you need 4-wheel drive and it's real hairy at some points, dude, there's geodes everywhere, just laying around all over the place. You can't even camp on your own claim sometimes. Place back east, look for diamonds. Dude, there's a state park in Arkansas that I've been wanting to go to, the Diamond State Park. And I don't oftentimes get to Arkansas, but it is definitely on my list of to-do things, is to go to this Diamond State Park and dig for gems. Because it's not just diamonds that they have there, but those are the most expensive things that you can find there. Lots here in Montana. Lots of what? Gems and stuff? Yeah, the Diamond State Park. That's the one. I've been wanting to go to that one. I've read some cool stories of people finding some stuff there. I don't know why this is entertaining me so much. It's like a fidget spinner. They got gems and crystals down there. That's cool. Garnets. Craters. Diamond crater diamonds. Alright guys. 2 minutes left. Say your piece or forever hold it. Don't forget my donation links, I think, are still pinned on the chat, and if not, they're in the description of this video and pretty much all of my videos. I have a birthday party video I need to edit. One of our slabbers out here had a birthday party and a band showed up and I filmed it, so I need to finish editing that video. I'm almost done with it. And then I might be posting an art gallery thing that I filmed and the Bombay Beach rave. So, gotta get on those. I think that now that my life's slowing down a little bit, I'll be able to focus on doing some video editing. So, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for those of you who did donate. Really appreciate those donations. Really appreciate all the views, the likes. Got 43 likes. There's currently only 23 of you in here, so appreciate y'all, and I will see you next time. I'm hitting Yuba and Shasta soon. I'll be up there too. What do my knuckles say? All right, I'll leave you with that. My knuckles say open road. And as always, miles of smiles.